Wisconsin Broadcasters Association Hall of Famer Bob Berry ruled Milwaukee's airwaves in the 60s and 70s. He spoke with countless musicians and celebrities over the years. Bob collected remarkable recordings of these encounters, which he's now sharing with the public. Here's Bob.
One half of the legendary duo Sam and Dave, Sam Moore, has died. He was the high voice on their well-known hits. Hold On, I'm Coming was used by Barack Obama in his presidential campaign. He also did campaign work for Bob Dole and Donald Trump. Sam was inducted into the Rock and Roll Hall of Fame in 1992. He had many admirers, including Bruce Springsteen. Sam and Dave were the #2 recording stars for Stax Records behind Otis Redding. They also recorded Soul Man charted again in the late 1970s when the Blues Brothers, John Belushi and Dan Aykroyd, recorded it.
Right here with Sam Moore, Bob Berry calling the world. And of course, maybe if I say Sam Moore, that doesn't ring a bell, but if I say Sam and Dave and Soul Man, I know that's going to ring a bell with a lot of you because their music was so popular back in the 60s. And, of course, that song, Soul Man, was used by John Belushi and Dan Aykroyd for the Blues Brothers parody. Sam, first of all, before we start talking about how things are going for you today, I'd be kind of interested in how you and Dave got together in the first place and how the big hit Soul Man came about.
Well, Bob, Dave and I got together back in 1961. I was working at a club in Miami, and at that time, in those days, they used to have what they would call amateur hours. I was working there as a sort of like an MC singer, per se, and they would visit there and get on the amateur hours, and from there we got together, and from there the rest is history.
Boy, I guess. You appeared with all the big stars, Aretha Franklin and Diana Ross and the Supremes and James Brown. And then how did you get the record, how did you get the song Soul Man?
That was a song written by Hayes and Porter, which is, some people wouldn't know, that's Isaac Hayes and David Porter. David wrote the lyrics, and Isaac put the medley, the music to it, and they presented it to us. And you know what happened after that.
Boy, yeah, I sure do. I can remember playing that record many, many times. How did you two guys break up? What happened?
Well, during the height of our career, an incident happened with Dave and his wife, and I was living in New York at the time, but Dave had shot his wife, and I was going into Atlanta, and I found out about it through some of his people there in Miami. Well, I'm from Miami, and they called me and they told me about it. And I didn't care about the career. I looked at it, I said, well, oh my God, nothing could be that animalistic. Well, a man would have to. I know man and wife, they have their differences.
Sure.
Arguing, they fuss, and they even fist fight, physically.
Yeah.
But to shoot a person, I just couldn't see that. But what I did, I said, I will work with you. I will work with Dave, sing on the same stage with Dave, but never, ever again will I ever speak to him. And I didn't speak for Dave for the next, 12 to 15 years.
So there's no chance of you two getting back together.
No way.
Did you save some of your money? I know you spent a lot of money on drugs, and did you save some though?
No.
You didn't.
No, I didn't, Bob. I really didn't. That's another part of my life that I handled very poorly because first of all, I was getting the wrong advice. I was relatively being used because of the fact that I was strung out.
Mm-hmm.
I was strung out 12 years on heroin and cocaine, and the next 3 years it was methadone. So I lost money on both ends.
Well, I want to wish you the best of luck.
Why, thank you.
And thank you very much for talking with us.
And thank you for talking to me, Bob.
And I thank you.
Thank you, Sam, and rest in peace.
Bob Berry.
Thank you for listening to Bob Berry's Unearthed Interviews. Be sure to subscribe and rate our podcast on iTunes or wherever you find your podcasts. You can find all the episodes at WisconsinBroadcastingMuseum.org. Check out Bob Berry's book, Rock and Roll Radio Milwaukee. Book sale proceeds support Angels Kids Fund and Donate Life Wisconsin. The preceding program was made possible by a generous contribution from Terry Bond.